Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and a new book just came out. This is called The Incredible Hulk, issue number 181. Okay, the actual date is, for the original one is November of 1974. This is the first full appearance of Wolverine. I'm going to get some beef over this one because I always do, because somebody's always going to be like, oh, the first appearance of Wolverine is actually... Shut up, grow up, stop. This is the first full appearance of Wolverine. All right, and for all the haters out there who are going to start getting flipped out, the issue prior to this 180 is the first cameo appearance, but at the same time, issue number 115 of Daredevil advertises a new character coming up in the forthcoming book. And do not look at publication dates because that'll just trip you up. It's actually 4 months prior to the publication date that the book actually came out. Daredevil number 115 shows a little tiny article with a picture of Wolverine. Hey, what, look at this new character coming out pretty soon. Oh, so anyway, yeah, this is a facsimile copy. Just came out. Well, it's actually technically coming out on Wednesday, but some of us have some pull. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, this is a perfect facsimile. I mean, for all things that they're allowed to do. You know what I'm saying? I saw somebody complaining about the bar graph on the front. I hear you. At the same time, like the biggest thing to me is $3.99 price. When this comic book first came out, it was actually 25 cents. And that's the most glaring thing for me. But also, even the advertisements on the back, they have the advertisement on the back. But granted, you might notice that there's like nothing there. They're not actually advertising anything. I love that because, this company doesn't actually exist anymore. Most of these are fly-by-night corporations, so there's that. Anyhow, even the stuff inside, for the most part, I mean, like, this is awesome. So, you ever wanted to have issue number 181 of The Incredible Hulk, which is the first full appearance of Wolverine? Boom! I believe this is also like the second appearance of the Wendigo, right? Man, this is just going up. I'm hanging this one up. I mean, the art just looks like the old stuff. So, you know what? Let me give credit where credit's due, because like Marvel doesn't give credit where credit's due a lot of the times, and especially for Wolverine. You'd figure one of their biggest moneymakers, Wolverine, they don't give credit for it. Other ones they do, Spider-Man and all that stuff. But Len Wein is the writer, and Herb Trimpe is on art. Those are the two creators of Wolverine, the credited creators. Jack Abel on inks, Glennis Wein, at the time that was Len Wein's wife, on colors. I talked about her on International Women's Day. Artie Simek on letters. Go and check out on Comic Book University. I have about a 5-minute video about Artie Simek. And then, of course, Roy Thomas on editing. Man, Roy Thomas has just been everywhere and done everything in the comic book industries. He is one of the lead figures in all things knowledgeable about comic books. Like, that's one heck of a guy right there for you. Anyway, you can see in here how Wolverine, like how his claws were first designed. They do have the word adamantium there. It's not the first time adamantium is mentioned. That was actually in an Avengers issue. I want to say a number, but I'm afraid I'm going to get that wrong. I'm not positive of that one, so look it up. It's easy enough to find out. The first time they created adamantium. But anyway, yeah, they already decided it was going to be adamantium. At the time, it was just supposed to be in his claws, in his gloves. They later decided, I forget if it was actually in here. Did he actually? No, I think the claws were always out, weren't they? I mean, like, they got the stamps commercials and all that stuff in here, the ads. I love that. The old Defenders book. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. But anyway, oh, geez, so many advertisements. But yes, his claws were always out at the time. They were just a part of his glove. So even when he was trapped in the chain, and they were originally going to give him the strength of Spider-Man, that he was just, without being able to use his claws, because he clearly was not using his claws there, then he was strong enough to be able to just bang. They were going to give him Spider-Man strength. And they were also originally going to call him the Badger or the Honey Badger, something like that. That probably wouldn't have worked as well. So I'm glad that Wolverine came out. It's a much cooler name, Anyhow, yeah, it was later on that they showed that his claws were actually retractable. This is his second full appearance, actually, Giant Size X-Men #1. and then at the same time they could also only pop one if you wanted to. But then they also and I think that was actually the middle one that he popped up, but what the hell do I know? Anyway, they would eventually change the design of his claws, and they still, to this day, they make his claws the way that they want to make his claws. Is the middle one a little bit longer than the other two? Depends on who's drawing them. Are they bent in a little bit? Depends on who's drawing him. Do they have a little acute angle on the side? Well, it depends on who's drawing him. So, it's one of those weird kind of things about Wolverine. They just... all these different things, like, are they going to drum like this? Are they going to drum like that? How fast does his healing factor work? It's odd thing. This was also back in the day when Hulk's skin was way too strong to actually be able to penetrate. Oh, one more thing with Wolverine. I think it was around issue number 8, if I remember correctly, of the X-Men Classics that what do you call it? They showed the first appearance that Wolverine's claws aren't actually part of his gloves, that they're actually inside of his skin. He was trapped by, I think it was Eric the Red, and he was with Banshee, and Banshee was like, "Those things are actually in your hands." Like, you poor lad. Like, it was a messed up moment. And it was probably one of the major moments that made Wolverine so incredibly cool, that they were actually inside of his body. Yeah, but there have been multiple situations that make it so that Wolverine is just such an amazing character. Anyhow, they were not expecting that this character was going to be nearly as big as they were hoping, but it is what it is. Yeah, just this was a really good issue, fantastic issue. Looking back on it, I guess my buddy Matt at the comic book store made a suggestion that I say, this Wolverine character, I mean, this is pretty cool for a one-shot. I don't think that he's going to last. I don't think he's going to take off and be popular at all. I mean, it's just I'm not that funny. So, yeah, just pointing out that this comic book does exist. It will be available Wednesday on the 27th of March, 2019. So that's, for me, that's tomorrow. You should definitely go and pick it up. $3.99 cover price, bruh, you know what's going to happen. You know what you're going to do. You're going to take this comic book, you're going to keep it in the bag, you're going to keep the board in the back, and you're going to tape it up real nice, and you're going to hang it up and make sure it's far enough that people can't see the price on the front, maybe even glue on a little 25-cent price on the front, whatever, so that people think that you've got the original copy. Because, yeah, this is one of the most important, hands-down issues in the comic book world. Since they've been making the facsimile covers, I've been wondering how come they didn't make this one. I mean, for crying out loud. This is one of those covers that you might not even recognize Amazing Fantasy issue number 15. You might be sitting there thinking to yourself, oh, Amazing Spider-Man number 1 was the first appearance of Spider-Man, right? No. But almost everybody knows. Hulk 181 is the first full appearance of Wolverine. So, yeah, seriously, guys, when this comes out, jump on it. If you have the opportunity to call your comic book store and have them hold 1 or 6, it depends. Do you want to put them on eBay? Then by all means. Seriously, one of my biggest regrets was when I knew that they were going to be doing one of those Loot Crate boxes featuring Superman. Like, wow, loves me some Superman. Maybe I should, put in to just get that one. And I didn't. And then my buddy Lewis goes and opens his Loot Crate up on online on YouTube, the Geek Fortress. Go to the Geek Fortress on YouTube to see that one. And like he almost starts crying, I almost start crying. He actually got it, I didn't. The facsimile copy of the Action Comics number 1. And wow, man, what I would do to get that one. Right now, I see it on average being sold for about $60. So I know that this is not nearly as exclusive, but you don't want to be one of those people paying more than $3.99 for this cover. So this whole comic book. I'm just saying. So it's a classic. Get it. Don't be a Loot Crate exclusive, miss out. Grab this comic book. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Review starting at 3 a.m. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.